It's finally April the 10th. I don't know why I decided to make April the 9th such a long turn. Part of it, I guess, was that people wanted me to show actual battles. So I'm going to try to have the ensuing days be a little bit more highlight-driven, shall we say. So hopefully the turns will go by a little bit more quickly. But now that it's the 10th, I'll show you what I have planned for us. Basically, I'm going to be having us just move on over to Dutch Harbor here. And then over here we're going to be focusing on Saipan, to try and keep it from being taken by the Americans. I've got some Marines down in New Guinea trying to fight off the advance of the Americans. I also activated 2 new Marine divisions. They're going to be eventually heading up to Sapporo, and then over to Attu, and then hopefully eventually over to Dutch Harbor. So that is where things stand at the present time, and I'm just going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say that we're going to get into some combat this turn, probably in the area of Saipan. Let's take a look and see. Well, this isn't actually the plan phase. Let's actually go ahead and take a look at the plan phase together so we can see what might be in store for us. It's going to be a lot of fun waiting for this ship to cross the screen. I should time this. Look at it go. Sail on, mighty seamen. I don't know why I'm showing you guys this portion of the game in vivid detail. Perhaps for the same reasons that I showed you all of the combat that I got into in the previous turn. Oh, there you go. And this is one cool thing. Just the one cool thing. You do actually have radar on your ship so that you can passively detect enemy fleets. Now, with that said, we've only detected the one enemy fleet. I'm a little bit perplexed by that. But I'll take it. Don't get me wrong. And that is a carrier fleet. It's a full carrier fleet. And I don't know, actually, if the Yamato... Oh, yes, they are. Hello. So that'll be happening in the next combat phase. That's probably not a combat that I will show you. I'm going to fight him in the day. What do you say? And I'll search around and see if I can find some other enemy contacts. Otherwise, should be a less eventful turn, I think. Oh, and by the way, I'm doing this. Gonna be launching an airstrike on the American / Australian / whoever the hell is attacking us at Ley. Gonna, in the words of one Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, we shall be layething the smacketh downeth. It's not quite how it went, but you get the gist. I'm gonna go ahead and watch this. I think it's fine if you guys, attack one of the infantry divisions. I think that's really your only choice. I think I'll spare you the result, though. The reason I'm doing this is because, as we've established, they take more damage if I watch video games. We'll get back with you with the results. Oh, that looks good. That looks very good. Nicely done. Nice grouping. Oh, baby. I skipped ahead on accident, but as you can see, we packed a wall up against them. But guess what? I've got another raid coming in, and I'm gonna tell them to target this. I'm gonna have them target the land forces. Apparently, that works. Let's see how this goes. Look at that. So graceful, so majestic. So they have now 37 troops. I'm hoping I can wipe out this division, but we'll see. Wiped out that one division and did quite a number on that 13th division, the lucky 13th. And now this is boring, so we won't watch this. We are going to be attacking the enemy carrier fleet that we located. Should be a lot of fun. However, I will not be showing most of it to you in the spirit of brevity. That's interesting. Actually, they launched escorts to protect them, and they intercepted my fleet, but as you can see, it's cloudy or even possibly stormy, so I don't know how they did that. Maybe they're technically in a different square, but regardless, I'm going to be attacking them. I will keep you apprised of any fantastic sinkings. I just sniped that destroyer. This is still the first turn. I managed to squeeze out a few shells from the Musashi, and they found their mark. So we took care of the lead destroyer already. I think I'm actually going to try to focus on them quite a bit because we've established that torpedoes are goddamn terrifying. So I think that is the plan for the time being. And we just picked off that Cleveland class with a single shot. From the Yamato, it looks like. Wasn't that in the... Yep, it was. So things are going extremely well. Still the second turn. It's going very nicely. And there goes there goes a CVL. Our guns are ridiculously effective, and I promise you I'm not gaming it. I would show you guys what I'm up to. Just as I did before, but as we saw, that took a while. So just gonna continue carrying on. Here, I'll even keep it honest. How about we have the Musashi take a shot here for the viewers at home. I don't know actually who I'm going to have it target. I think I'm going to take out one of these destroyers because they are a little bit worrisome. Probably wasn't the right one to pick there. Actually, I should have gone with this one. Might have been in our firing arc a little bit more, I suppose. I don't know if the game really models that, though, so... Well, there you go. We're just really, really accurate today. And there goes another one. Not a good day for this fleet. You know, I'm not an expert at reading semaphore, but I'm pretty sure that the enemy crew is signaling, fuck it. Because it's just going to sail right into us. They don't care anymore. I think I'll go ahead and put them out of their misery. They did land a torpedo hit on the Congo from this destroyer here. A little bit worrisome. I think that we'll have to send this fleet to dry dock. There was some discussion in a previous video about what dry dock was actually closest. There is one in Manila. There would be one in Truk. That's not really an option anymore. Oh, drat. Well, there you go. But I think I'm going to have to send these guys back to the home islands, just because it's pretty close, honestly. So, let's see if we can do a Congo line right over them. Let's see how this goes. I like the Congo because it doesn't take as long to draw the firing radius. There you go. I think that'll do it. Nope, it'll just light them on fire. Heard you like fire with your fire. Have some fire. Well, I'll probably be sinking this ship very shortly. And there you go. Alright. What do they have left? 3 destroyers? Okay, well, that's good for them. This ship is actually not in very good shape, but I'm going to go ahead and try to torpedo this other destroyer over here. This should be... Oh, I don't know what it will be. This should be great. Let's just be optimistic. How about that? Crud. Well, optimism only gets you so far. I'll try to sink the rest of these destroyers and let you know if I do. That's 1 down. That's 2 down. And that's 3. That entire fleet has been wiped out. Not much else happened during the rest of that turn, but I did want to mention to you guys that I did launch an air raid on Guam here, using this carrier fleet here. And the reason I did that is I just thought, I can't possibly have sunk all of these fleets. There can't just be 2 fleets left. So I decided to just double check to see if Guam had any fleets in the harbor, and they didn't have anything there. So my attack didn't do anything, but I guess that's kind of good news and bad news in the sense that I didn't sink any American ships, but I know that they're not as much of a threat down here as they were. So things have kind of settled down. I might launch an air raid on Truk just to confirm that they're either gone or on their way back stateside or to Hawaii or something like that. Not stateside, that would be a bit much. So yeah, things are looking much better down south. Towards the north, we have to schlep on over to Dutch Harbor, which is over here Atu is over here, so it's going to take a little bit of time, actually, to get everything going that way. I have to pick up the Marines again and land them at Dutch Harbor, so it might take a few days to get things going on that front, but things are looking pretty darn good, all things considered. I think I will consult the list, actually, of sink ships, just to verify how many ships I've sunk, because I could be, just underestimating, I guess, how many enemy ships I've sunk. They could be legitimately out of fleets. I doubt it, but we've certainly done quite a bit of damage to them. I'll take a look at that and get back to you guys once I conduct my research. Actually, I can just show you guys what all we've sunk and had sunk. We did lose the Chitose light carrier, but they lost a shitload of carriers. That's 6 CVs and 8 CVLs that you're going to see here. And then several cruisers, several destroyers. We haven't run into their battleships, which is a little bit of a concern. So they do still have those doorbell fleets that are going to be a real pain in the ass. So that's a little bit of a concern, but my god, we've been holding our own, to say the least. And then some, actually. So, I'm not altogether that concerned about the threat from the air. Now, I am concerned about their surface battleships. That's going to be a little bit more of an issue, so I don't know what we'll have to do about them, but for the time being, I think that we've got control of the seas around these areas here. So, good stuff. Let's take a look. How many? Oh, it's just 7 destroyers. Well, I'm not concerned about that, but they could be heralding the arrival of meaner, nastier battleships, so we'll see. So I recorded the last turn incorrectly, so allow me to summarize for you the events of April the 12th, 1944. It was a real humdinger because, bad news, we lost Saipan. Whoops-a-daisy. Well, you know, I partly blame that on the fact that the game will not let you shell a friendly base, and that sounds like a really stupid idea when I first say that, but imagine if we had been able to direct our ship's fire on the enemies that were encroaching on our island. I mean, that seems like a reasonable thing to be able to do, but I also kind of understand why they don't let you do that. So, we lost Saipan. In even worse news, I did not evacuate any of the supplies off of there because I don't know why. Don't have a good answer for why that happened. But otherwise, I mean, that's a setback, but we did do a lot of damage to the enemy here at Guam. So that's good. Then I launched an air raid on Truck, which was kind of ho-hum. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have this second fleet here. I'm going to have them come back up, launch air raids on Guam to try and finish off the land forces there. Have these fleets attack Saipan. This fleet is here to kind of screen, just in case the enemy battleships decide to pay us a visit. That would be bad. So I'm going to try to keep my eyes peeled for them. That's kind of the purpose of these subs here too, but they're not that great at it. So I might actually have them go to Truck to harass and annoy the enemy. What else happened? A lot of fighting going on in China right now. It's like you shouldn't have a land war in Asia or something. We're not doing very well there, and I really attribute that to the fact that the Army's running the show. And they're terrible. We all know this. So, come to think of it, there's something I noticed. You see that 13th Marines there? They're not in Hong Kong. Why are they there? What are you doing? I need to have them go back to Hong Kong because... Oh, I don't know if they can, though. Is this where they're at? Yeah. Good job, idiots. They're marooned. I don't know if they can... I don't know if they can move back here. Well, I'll tell them to move. But we want to consolidate our defense because they're completely isolated there. There's... Oh, well, that's actually not a bad idea. Just go back to Hanoi. And then I can, if anything, ship them over to Hong Kong. But yeah, that's no good. Let's see what else I have here in terms of land forces. Not much. Losing Hanoi would be really, really awful. So we don't want that. Hanoi actually can't even ship out troops because it has so few transports. Wow, things are going great. Is Hanoi one of my bases? No. Why should the army defend it then? They should just, you know, sit around with their thumbs up their asses while the whole world burns. That's amazing. Oh, let's talk about New Guinea. New Guinea is the newer, better Guinea, and it's a better, brighter world for us down here. Since these two air bases are so amazing, I've been able to inflict some serious damage on the enemy. So we have this kind of weird situation that I think I just fixed. Yeah. What happens is, or what was the case, we had Marines here and then Marines here at both of these posts. So what happened was the game will allow you to move troops from a friendly post to an enemy post, even if there are enemy troops at your friendly post, and I guess vice versa. The enemy can move their troops to your post. You get what I'm saying? It's porous, is what I'm kind of getting. I don't know. But in any event, we had this situation where we were fighting two battles, and it was not real good for us because we're stretched pretty thin as it is, and it's just exposing us more to more of the incredible might of the enemy. So I decided to pull a division back here, but these two air bases are really packing a wallop, so I'm going to try to use them both this turn. As long as the weather is good, I can do it, yeah. What's been happening is one or the other of these two squares has had shitty weather. So that prevents me from launching air raids, and prevents me from dishing out the maximum amount of damage. So, thankfully, I'll be able to do that this turn. I'll be able to bomb the ever-loving shit out of them, and then eventually I might be able to work my way down to Port Moresby before the end of the month, but we'll see. We'll see if the enemy decides to actually do some reinforcing, which they may well do. Other than that, not a whole lot going on. We're still just kind of chugging along to get to Dutch Harbor. We have some fleets assembled there, but we don't have the all-important first fleet there yet. They're the ones with the battleships and the troops, which is important. So, that's where things stand. Looking forward to some fun-filled times ahead. It's tax day, and I've come to collect. It's April 15th, and we have launched our attack on Dutch Harbor, which is empty. Okay, then. Well, in that case, I will just tell everybody to, hold off there. We'll give them an extension on filing their return. Well, I mean us, I guess. I don't know how taxes work. So I have all these fleets lined up to attack. I have to tell each of them to retreat, basically. So I'll have the 10th fleet, which I think I had confused when I was talking earlier with the first fleet. The 10th fleet is the one that is good, or at least doesn't suck. So all of them but that one, we're going to have them turn away. The 10th fleet will land their troops and we'll capture this base. If you ain't Dutch, you ain't much. Alright, so our plan is definitely progressing. Let's see what else is happening here. Oh, good. More hot, sweaty Chinese action. My favorite. Sounds like a Friday night to me. Oh, good. This division looks like it's going to get completely destroyed, despite the fact that it's full of tanks. Although the Japanese tanks were awful. Some of the worst fielded in the war, for sure. So, it's an emergency. We're dead. God. Oh dear. The Japanese army, meanwhile, is attacking. I should probably have my Marines go and follow up because I don't want them... Well, actually, you know what? Having them die may not be such a bad thing. If they want to run into the jaws of death and flamethrowers and such, they can be my guest. I don't care. Fucking army. Yeah, now they're getting attacked. Geniuses. I'm going to, meanwhile, keep hitting them with my planes. Poor bastards. I've made a wonderful discovery! We've found the 10th fleet to the west of Guadalcanal, and I have no idea if this is the battleship fleet or what it is, but it says that it has 8 enemy ships in it, so it's pretty likely. I don't know. But I happen to have these two subs in the area. I'm going to try to have them attack. No guarantees, but other than that, our plans continue apace. You can see this ungodly mass of ships heading towards Seattle. We also are attacking Truk this turn, and I have these fleets, the 15th fleet actually, let's talk about them real quick. They are the detached Tone and the Badubi, I don't know what it is. One of the ships that's in the fleet with the Yamato and the Musashi. I detached them so that they could repair, and then I could have the 7th fleet bring Marines down to these bases that we lost. And then the third fleet is going to pick up troops at Iwo Jima. So we've got a pretty nice little plan in place here to regain our losses. Otherwise, I have an air raid going in to Buna, I think. I can't remember. I can't keep Leh and Buna straight for some reason. But either way, we're attacking the enemy in New Guinea, I guess. So that's how things stand. I'll let you know if we end up connecting with that fleet. And we just captured Buna through the might of our planes. I should say that the army just captured Buna because they left that division there. I chickened out because I'm smart. Maybe not so smart now, I don't know. Oh, truck is empty. So we'll just leave it alone then. I forgot about that. So all three of those bases are empty. We can just land troops there with impunity. Hopefully we run into that fleet, though, that has the 10 ships in it. I think we know what that sound means. I ate a bunch of cabbage and drank a ton of beer. These are not battleships. This is a fleet of 4 cruisers and 4 destroyers. That's still somewhat troublesome. I'll take the helm here. Let's see what formation they're in. They're in that one that sucks. The one that I don't like. Oh, crap. These all CAs? Yeah. This is pretty much the worst fleet you can go... Well, not exactly the worst fleet, but one of the worst fleets you can go against in a sub. Well, this is clearly a fleet that is designed to land troops. So the question is, should I just not worry about... not worry about the actual ships? I'm inclined to say yes. I'm inclined to just say, forget it. I'm more concerned with whatever may be on those transports. And they're a very vulnerable target because these ships that are ahead of them move very quickly. So we can actually get quite a bit of distance between them. Well, they'll get some distance between the transports and their supposed escorts, so I'll be able to possibly snap a few shots at them without running the risk of getting hurt. So, yeah, I'm a chicken, but gotta practice a little modicum of self-preservation in this game. Like, I think they might technically be in range here, but I'm not gonna attack. I'm gonna let these guys get further ahead. They move 4 per turn, and those other guys move 2 per turn, so I should be able to possibly take out... Well, I'll be able to take out most of the transports, I think. We'll see. I could also wait until they retreat. That might be kind of crafty. I think I'm going to do that. Can't imagine that the... just seems like a terrible idea, but I don't know. Are any of them in a position to retreat this turn? No. No. Difficult questions. We can get a shot off on him. Except I need to get into the right position to do it. No. There. Well, that's not exactly right. Fine. We'll just let him sit there. I don't think another turn will hurt us. And actually, looking at the number of turns we have left, we can't possibly finish off all of these ships. Well, all of the transports anyways. This is actually a fairly dangerous fleet, though, because these destroyers will have torpedoes on them. So we'll have to keep an eye on them. I'm just going to go ahead and let these guys meander around a little bit, and I'll get back with you once I start taking shots. This is actually kind of nice, because they can't attack me from this hex. I mean, they can attack me from every other one, but, you know, it's going to take them a while to get into position anyhow. So I'm just going to go ahead and attack these guys. Good and close, and I think that we'll automatically hit. I'm not sure about that. Well, we hit anyways, so there's one. We do have another sub possibly attacking, so even if I don't finish these guys off in this round, I will be able to do it the next attack. Hopefully. See, they're going to have to come about, and it's going to take them a while to get back here, so I'll be able to launch another attack. Although I have to get closer to do that. Well, why not? Let's just move behind them. And screen. Because that way they have to get around their own ships. There's another one. If these guys are carrying troops, this is pretty big for us. If they're just carrying fuel, then whatever, but I'm pretty happy about this. The cruisers are running away. I mean, they technically have the ability to attack with depth charges, but they probably just don't want to. Probably considered too high value of a target to be doing ASW. And see, this is delightful. Look at that. That's funny, actually. Do I want to... Here, hang on. Let's figure out where we should go. I'm not going there, obviously, but, this guy is the biggest risk. 1, 2, 3, 4... I could move over here, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. It's hard to gauge the... I wish you could turn on a grid or something like that. I think I'm going to just back off over here. And just hope that they don't encounter me. Because they're going to go to the spot that I was last known to be. Oh, good. Excellent. And then if I can move down here... Oh, wait. I got this. Yeah, that's beautiful. Alright, so now what I'll do is I don't know if I can get exactly in front of them. Can I attack from that angle? It's directly in front, basically, is the direction I can attack. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. It might be wrong, might be the wrong call. Because they do have some destroyers now facing me, so... Oh, and meanwhile, this is a transport that I haven't hit yet. Okay, well... That sucks, but that's alright. We'll still, That sucks, but that's alright. Whatever. I don't know what that means. Alright, well, we'll be able to get another shot off on him here. Possibly. 1, 2, 3, 4, ah, shit. No, we won't really be able to do it safely. I don't want to lose this sub. I'm just going to sail over here. That's the trick with subs. Speaking from experience and playing in submarines and video games, it's important to know when to cut and run in a sub. Don't know where that voice came from. I probably should put it back from wherever I got it. But it happened, and we're just going to have to live with that. I think that's going to be it for this attack. We get another one, though. Rather than boring you guys with the intricacies of submarine combat, it's going to be probably a lot like the previous combat, so I'll just let you know when I sink stuff. Alright, I'm getting to attack that group that I did miss. So it's not an automatic hit. I didn't think it was. But, like I say, it's going to be pretty much a repeat, because the AI is going to react the exact same way as it did before. It's going to have these cruisers retreat, and then it's going to have the destroyers come about. And then I'm going to attack while they're twiddling their thumbs over here. Good times. We just managed to take out one of the groups of transports, so if they had Marines on board, they're completely gone. That was a little bit of a risk, because they have destroyers that are going to bear down on me here, and I'm going to get attacked. It's just a matter of time now. That lead destroyer will at least do it. Although, this guy is apparently going to take over. Oh boy. So the other ones can still attack. But that's okay. Well, it's not really okay, but I can deal with it. Maybe. See, I can deal with it. Just dealt with it. I think they get to attack again, though. Oh, joy of joys. That animation looks really silly. And the game didn't punish me for making fun of its animation. I managed to get out of that okay, so I should be fine now. I need to get out of this nightmare, though, somehow. I'm gonna go over here, I think. Ugh. Can't attack, but that's fine. Why did I even do that? They usually poke around a little bit and try to locate you. Alright, cool. We got out of there unscathed and sank a few transports. Good deal. Let's actually look at the final count. They should have 3 or 2 left. 3, yeah. It's still a respectable number. Maybe we'll run into them later and we get to attack them from the air. Who knows?